welcome to Live at IconTowers. We are going to be having a very, very interesting, as I like to say, interactive and uplifting time this morning. Welcome. I'm going to give those of us that are joining a few moments to get on and share the link, and then we'll take it from there. So welcome to Live at IconTowers. Every day we're going to be coming to you live on YouTube, Facebook, and some other platforms as we develop our network. So from the feedback that I got yesterday, and from the experience, I found out that it was quite difficult to stay within the 7 minutes time limit which I had initially planned. So I'm not going to try and be too religious about it or too rigid about it. If the time extends, it extends. Because honestly, as we begin to discuss, as we begin to engage with some of the issues, it's going to take a lot more than 7 or 10 minutes. But the plan is to build a bit of momentum, and then we'll see as it goes. Thank you for your feedback. The feedbacks have continued to coming, and we will continue to compile those feedbacks. And I would let me see if I can bring some of them up. It's quite challenging trying to do all of this and bring feedback, but because right now we have a team of one at the moment in the studio, which is me trying to do the vision mix and also present. Bear with me. One of the things that has come up is that some of you want to know about this setup, how we're able to bring a multi-track setup, how we're able to bring a multi-view setup, and have someone got in touch yesterday and said the quality was so good. Well, that's part of what we do at IconTowers. We're a studio, and I think what I'll try and do is to take you behind the scenes, and show you how we bring this. And for those of you who were part of the IconTowers Film Academy, watch this space, because very soon we're going to be doing a special class where we would continue with editing, but would also talk about online broadcast and how you can use this phone, which is a machine. Your phone can become a broadcast house, and probably just unpack some tips and tricks of the trade that would help you engage. Last broadcast we had yesterday, we started with a video, and I'd like to do that again. Remember what we talked about? We said that we're going to bring you news, we're going to bring you some motivation, we're going to bring you wholesome entertainment, we're going to talk about marriage, we're going to talk about family issues. So watch this space. I notice a few of you have logged on. Can you do me a favor, everyone, right now? Can you just go to Facebook? Well, you are on Facebook, aren't you? And share the link. Please share the link right now. Maybe I should read some of the comments that came in. My dear friend Tim Cummings said, let me read this because it got me thinking. Wow, quite a lot of comments. Oh boy. Tim said, I'd love to do theological debates done in an academic manner where each person presents for 5 minutes their point of view, usually opposing views, and then there's a series of questions and rebuttals for a set of amount of time before opening it up to the general audience. I think, Tim, that is a good idea. And if, like I said yesterday, if you're willing to be part of that, then we can make it work. I'm waiting for some of you who have shared the link to come back. Share the link, let us go live. We said we're going to be showing you videos, so watch this video. It says no fear. I think at this time, one of the serious issues going on right now is the pandemic of fear. Fear has arrested the heart of many people, and it is causing more damage than the actual virus.
When I stand in the dark and fear inside my heart is tearing me apart. Everything that I know showing me my past, I know it's time to let go.
When you're close, there's no doubt. When you're near, there's no fear. I know I'll rest in you, because you promised you'll never leave, never leave.
When I stand in the dark and fear inside my heart is tearing me apart. Everything that I know showing me my past, I know it's time to let go. When you're
Close, there's no doubt.
there's no doubt.
When you're near, there's no fear. There's no
There's no fear.
in you. I'll rest
Gonna rest in you
because you promised.
on the promises that you told me. Yeah.
When you're close,
When you're close,
there's no doubt.
there's no doubt.
When you're near,
When you are so near,
there's no fear.
there's no fear.
No, I'll rest in
I
you.
know I'll rest in
Because
you.
you promised you'll never leave, never leave. When fear casts its shadow, it will fade away. At your entrance, you bring light to calm the stormy night. I know your name is power to drive all fear away.
When you're close,
There's no doubt.
there's no doubt.
You're near.
When you're near,
No fear. There's no fear.
I'm gonna rest in you, 'cause you promised to. You'll never leave me.
Cast its shadow, it will fade away. At your entrance, you bring light to calm the stormy night.
I know your name is power.
To drive all fear away.
When fear
Welcome back to Live at IconTowers. Welcome back to the daily Live at IconTowers, as I like to call it. I would like to respond to some of our feedback live. So probably maybe Thursday or Friday, I would put out there a phone number where you can call in and we can interact and we can talk about some of these issues. Faith is countercultural. It is cultural to be afraid. Generally, people are afraid right now. It is natural. I shared a message on Sunday where I began to show us from scriptures that holiness is countercultural. Humility is countercultural. Faith is countercultural. We are going to have to not behave like everyone around us, because God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I began to go through all of your comments and all of the ideas that many of us were sharing and suggestions. And honestly, as powerful as that might be, and we are going to try and implement some of these things, I just kind of decided, Lord, these ideas are coming. We would like to share current affairs and talk about leadership development. We would like to provide wholesome entertainment and comedy and things that would get people going, that is inspiring. But, and of course, we'd like to talk about marriage. But Lord, what exactly are you saying? What is the voice of the Lord right now? What is Lord emphasizing? Because there's so much controversy going around. There are all sorts of conspiracy theories out there, and people are debating, the virus it's caused by 5G. By the way, I got sent a presentation, a recording by some pastor, Jonathan, and he began to explain how this virus is actually due to 5G. I'd just like to say here, I'd like to speak with this person. If any of you out there know who this person is, I'd like to bring him on the show and discuss with him. I'd like to ask him some questions and discuss with people who are in the know, because part of our assignment is to be, is to look into things and know the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, shall set you free. I like to get involved in what I call investigative journalism. I like to go behind the scenes and find out exactly, is this another conspiracy theory? Is it true? So if anyone out there knows who this person is that released that audio, please get in touch with me, because we're going to be having guests. We're going to be having influencers. We're going to be having people. And one of the burning issues people are talking about right now is this whole 5G issue and the virus, and we want to know what the truth is. One of the things I also like us to talk about, is, and please feel free to drop a comment. I will try and check while this is going on. Is I like us to talk about how people are maximizing their time, even at this time of shutdown and social distancing. Creative ideas. How do we survive this? How do you maximize your time? And what are the creative things that you have been able to do that's kept you focused? Yesterday, I was watching something that Oprah put out there, and there was this guy who was locked up for 30 years for a crime he didn't commit. And it was so good to hear him speak about how for 30 years that he was locked up, he learned things about himself he never knew. Sometimes the isolation will get you to think differently about yourself and think about how you can maximize this opportunity. Locked up in a small cell, yet he was able to use his imagination and begin to appreciate. And one of the things he said he appreciated the most was things we all take for granted. For example, rain. Rain. Have you thought about it? Locked up for 30 years and you can't go out and experience the rain drop on you. I think this time we should think about little things we take for granted. Our health, for example. The fact that you can walk, the fact that you can go out, the fact that you can jog and run, I mean, there are many things we can think about at this time, but I think we should also talk about what the Lord is saying at this time. This period, it's a good time to be grateful. Be grateful for friends. There are people who you probably don't have time to speak to when you are busy working. Now you have some time to call. Now you have some time to send a text. Now you have some time to reflect. If you notice, I'm not sticking to my 15 minutes again. It's not just working. Someone got in touch and said, if you stay on longer, you give people an opportunity to come and engage. So I'm going to stay on a bit longer. We're going to be back at 7 p.m. But yeah, great to watch live. Shola said it's great to watch live. Thank God we're at home to watch live. Thank God we are home to engage. And thank God that as we all begin to share our ideas on how we can be constructive, how we can build, like I said, be careful how you watch the news these days. There's information out there that they're giving. Get the information. After you get the information, shut it down, because beyond the information, there's a spirit of fear that is being released. Which brings me to my devotional that I felt a strong leading to share with us today. I began to ask the Lord, and I said, Lord, what are you saying right now? What is on your heart? And the Lord said to me clearly this morning that there is a spirit of deception, a satanic and a diabolic release of disinformation. And the enemy's plan is to send as many people to hell as possible, to kill, to steal, to destroy. There is diabolical distraction and deception going on right now. And as a child of God, what you need to do is to focus on the Lord, is to sit down and ask the Lord to open your eyes so you can see properly, not based on what you feel, not based on what you see in the natural, because we do not look at what we see in the natural, but you live by the word of God. I don't want to start preaching at us, but at this time, it is crucial that we begin to focus our mind on what the Lord is showing us, not to be moved to and fro, not to shift our foundation, who is Christ. Because this is just one of many winds about to blow. A lot of things are going to be happening. These are perilous times. People have been talking about the virus, but there's a bigger virus than the virus everyone is talking about. And that's the sin in our hearts. That is the fact that we have turned our back on a righteous God and that we need his mercy. And we are not talking about that. Many times we're even praying and we're saying, Lord God, heal our land. But the Lord said, if you would turn from your wicked ways, if you would humble yourself. I think part of what we should do this period is to humble ourselves and say, Lord, what are you saying? What are you saying about the controversy? What are you saying about my time, my focus? Lord, what are you saying about my entertainment? I mean, there's some things that we watch on Netflix and Disney and Amazon and the different platforms. Can the Lord sit with you and watch those things? I have a capacity to watch a lot of things, but there's some things I watch that can affect me. So there's a prayer I'm praying now. I'm saying, Lord, anything I cannot watch with you, please show me so that I pull away. Many people are in a fix because of Netflix. One of the things we're going to do on this show is we're going to do a review of some materials out there, because someone needs to sit down and begin to show some things that we can watch that is family friendly and is out there. Some people decided to shut down their Netflix account. I feel we should be able to go through and select the edifying ones. Select the ones that, it's not every time you want to listen to a message. It's not every time that you want preaching. I believe that every single day I listen to a message or two. Every single day I'm playing the scriptures, I'm praying. But I want to watch something that is entertaining, that is informative, and something that just kind of causes my mind to think outside the box. So one of the things we'll love to do on this show is to review films. Maybe from Friday, we're going to start inviting influencers. We're going to join them via Skype and all sorts of platforms, and we're going to get them to share with us some of the tools and the tricks and some of the things they do privately to make them stand. This morning, Lord told me, he said, champions are not made on the track. What makes a champion is what they do privately when no one is watching. And part of what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the private life of a champion. So at this time, the Lord says to me anyway, and it might be relevant to some of us, it is a time to be focused and not to be deceived, because the diabolical deception is going to increase. There's so much manipulation and social engineering that is taking place. While all this is happening, some people are playing chess with the eternity of others. The enemy has come. He knows the time is short. So in all you're doing, be conscious that there is a God who is calling you to himself. I know you're like, Pastor, you're preaching. Well, I'm speaking the truth because people need to hear it. Scripture says you speak the word when it's welcome and when it's not welcome. I still believe in motivation. I believe in career development. I believe that we need to even conquer mammon. I'm going to close with one statement. Well, no, not a statement. I'm going to close with a picture of what the Lord showed me, and it stirred me up. One of the most inspiring things I saw yesterday was when I saw that ship move into New York. The huge white ship with a red cross. And I felt this is what I am called to do. This is what I love to do. When other people are panicking, there are people who are bringing in healthcare. I wouldn't want to have a private jet. I would like to have a cargo plane that I can fly into troubled areas and I can supply free healthcare. I was so excited. I would like to have resources to be able to take care of people who are hurting. But I need capacity to do that. If I'm broke, if I don't even have enough to provide for myself, how am I going to be able to do that? As I saw that ship taxiing, gliding as they drew that ship into New York, I was like, this is exactly what we should be doing. What we should be doing is be so resourceful that when there's a crisis, we are called to moving. That is such a powerful picture of what I believe the Lord will have us do. I'm going to stop now. Once again, this is a time of diabolical deception. Be wise, be diligent, be focused. Find out what the Lord is saying to you. And like I said earlier on, if you know the pastor, it's called Pastor Jonathan from what I heard, who shared that thing about the 5G, get in touch with me. I'm going to get him live if possible, and we're going to be talking about this. See you. I'm going to stop right now. 7 p.m. is the next time we're going to be going live. Thank you for joining. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.